to be dancing for the kids.
Here, welcome back to another wonderful weekend. A very special wonderful weekend, I should mention. A very, very special wonderful weekend. As this year I am dancing for THON and standing up for 46 hours straight. Which means that there won't be really there won't be many timestamps this weekend because I won't know the time. My time will be scrambled, so that means my data files will also be scrambled. That's how I usually read what the times are, and that's how I get those timestamps. So don't count on a timestamp. I'm gonna approximate what hour it is. Some of the stuff that I record, I probably will never remember to. So if I look back and be like, oh, what is this? Hopefully I don't cut too much out. So this morning I'm going to be with my other dancer and my primary chair. We're getting breakfast as our last send-off before we have our dancer meeting this afternoon, and we get to walk to the Bryce Jordan Center through the human tunnel. So let's start this wonderful weekend. Breakfast was amazing. It was great. I haven't remembered the fact that they have such good waffles there. There was a waffle shop, hence the name, of course. So that's why, of course, I grabbed a waffle there. Really good. So I had one of my fellow colleagues, friends, lend me their battery pack for this weekend because we're not allowed to use the outlets for charging our phones. So he gave me this bad boy. I don't know how long it charges for, but he'll give me a notification to see how long it charges for. I'm hoping it's a good 24-hour one. That'd be golden. That means this thing will last all weekend for sure. Feels like there's actual batteries in here too, so I think it's gonna last that long. I don't have the input charger type though. I have to double check. I think I got rid of all my USB-C ports because all I have is now Apple ports, which ironically enough, Apple's getting rid of that now. Well, they have to, European Union laws and everything. All right, I am getting prepared. I gotta pack up quickly. Yeah, I haven't packed up yet. It's so... Alright, time to panic just a little bit, but have fun while I'm panicking. So, fun panic? Fun panic? Fun panic. Yes. I make up words, you deal with them. That's how it works around here. Got the number, baby. Yeah. Ooh, nice backpack too. Woo. You ready, Abby?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. We just got our motivational speech. Ready to hit the Bryce Jordan Center. Ready to get that flow going. Woo! Yeah, baby. Okay, so the mayor just declared us the city of THON officially, so we are here now. I am not leaving the floor until we get up and stand because I need to stretch out as much as possible and I need to enjoy my last hour on the floor before everything goes crazy. You ready?
But we are looking forward to standing for the kids.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's go.
I found our crew. I found the crew. Hey, yo, it's almost time. Here we go, here we go!
Dance team, are you ready to take a stand against childish dancing? Yeah!
the kids are going to be coming out soon, and we're going to do a kids mail call very shortly. Can't wait to see all these kids come out. It's going to be such an exciting time. Yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Woo! Yeah, baby! So, how's your PB&J creation?
Really good.
Great.
I love it. I just wish I had a little bit more peanut butter on here. No. That's all I have to say.
Hi, I'm Adeline. And this is Adeline and Celia on the street.
Imagine Dragons, check, question mark. Good old Andy Lane. Good old man. Getting the flicks. Getting them flicks in. Yeah! Oh man, that first wave of tiredness is slightly starting to come. Once I get through the first wave, it should be pretty much smooth sailing after that. It's gonna happen, and I'll manage through it. I just need to keep myself active and alive. I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. I feel great. I am great. Yes, I'm selfish that way. Oh well. We're having a fun time out here. We are approaching our 4th hour. So, unfortunately, I do know the times. Actually, it's our 5th hour we're approaching too. Sorry, I know the times, but I'm trying my best to ignore it. So, staying away from my phone as much, just recording and checking things and checking emails that are very important. So, whew, fun times. Woo, we're having a blast out here. Having fun. Hey, nice to meet you again. For anyone who forgot about Barbie from last year, she is the one who reintroduced ASCE to our society. So thank you for doing that, and thanks for allowing me to be a dancer this year from all your hard work. It really means a lot. For reference, this is this year's dance.
Bravo, but their car launches safe started racing succeeded. Successful drivers stories so long, losing glory, climbing the mountain, outside buildings, shows helping others to always practice with their banners. Action Charles, pieces such as dream united, that God is so much in our hearts, and listen will not be spark.
Who's ready to do some word search? You ready to do some word search? You ready to do some word search?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I have so many words to find.
I can't believe how far I made it already. I just had Silent Rager where everyone was wearing headphones and we were all listening to music in 3 different channels. So we were all listening to some similar music or different music. And it was fun. We had a lot of fun doing that for about an hour or so. But now, whew, it's starting to feel the reels. You do not understand how much it feels great to switch shoes. I feel alive again. I feel fully 100% alive again. Now I need to find my dancers and my DCRMs. Oh, I feel alive now, baby.
Hard work and selflessness. For over 30 years, Wigs for Kids has been providing hair replacement systems and supporting children who have lost their hair. Here we go! Stylists, you may begin cutting.
So, we're here at our break where we are having fun and enjoying a brief mask period that we were allowed to enjoy.
It's really cold out!
You had mentioned that at the right time.
What?
You mentioned the wind just picked up when you mentioned that.
Did you know there were squirrels running on the ground?
Speaking of squirrels, is that a squirrel over there? It's time for... Come on. Dancer Pageant THON 2022!
When the countdown ends, everyone will work together on your side of the BJZ to pass your car to the finish line in section 114. May the best side win. Everyone, please join me in counting down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Getting in our hours, we're stretching out as much as we can. How are you feeling, Abby? Open the gate.
Feeling very sore, but excited. Let's go.
You excited?
I'm super excited.
Yay! I'm super excited. Doesn't sound like it right now because I don't know.
We're super excited.
Yes, we are. We're super excited. Ladies and gentlemen, Power Remix. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at a point where I'm at a phase. I want to keep going. I promise. I'm trying my best here, y'all. I'm legit trying my best here to just try. Oh, my mail call. Gotta get going with my mail. I can't wait to read something what you guys have read. So I just received my mail call, which was basically what the mail call is at whenever you're a dancer at Thon is. Basically, you are there to collect all the mail that people have sent to you in the over the past about encouraging you to keep on going and pushing through your hardest times to count for all the 46 hours that you are spending standing for a good reason, for a very, very good reason. I got so many good letters, so many from my org, so many from my family, and so many from previous people who I've worked with and worked alongside with. My adopted family liaison wrote a wonderful letter to me as well. I can't thank you guys enough for those wonderful letters. It's really given me the motivation to actually push through and finish this. There's been enough things that have been able to push me through and get this 46 hours taken care of and to nail it. Like, it's another 2 days that happen in the year. Well, it's a very important 2 days that are happening in this year, of course. But thank you all who have supported and helped me with my fundraising organization and campaign. I don't care if you've donated $1 or $1,000. You guys have helped me so much, no matter what amount you've donated. Like, every dollar and every cent that goes to this organization is helping kids with pediatric cancer. And I can't thank you guys enough for helping out and donating to my cause and to help out these kids who are suffering. I want to see a day where that ends. And you guys are making that dream come true. So thank you all. And I'm being very serious. Thank you all for doing this. So I will see you guys later on the floor. There's going to be more things happening as we progress. The final floor is coming up too, so I'll give you guys snippets of what the 3 or 4 families that are sharing their stories and what that's all about, because I cannot wait to share those stories and I can't wait to explain wait, or I can't wait to videograph them fully. So, all right, let's enjoy the rest of the time we have here on the floor. It feels like it's been forever, but at the same time, it feels like it's been going by too fast. So I'm gonna miss being a dancer, but I want other people to also enjoy this as well. You do not understand how much it feels great to switch shoes. I feel alive again. I feel fully 100% alive again. Now I need to find my dancers and my DCRMs. Oh, I feel alive now, baby.
We are on the scavenger hunt to find all the colors, all the different combinations.
Oh, we are definitely gonna be able to do that. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, we just need to find people.
Hey, so if anyone's wondering what happened to me for like the last few hours, I took a nosedive crash because I didn't think that electrolytes were super important and that Gatorade was kind of unnecessary. Well, I learned that lesson the very, very hard and wrong way. So I've had to have some of my ASCE members dedicate their time to fix that for me. I'm finally better. I'm almost fully recovered and getting out of the tired phase once again. So, ready to get after it?
Oh yeah, we're ready.
Great.
We've made it this far. We're now making our final lap around the Bryce Jordan area.
Woo! Aaron is not in a bright mood for some reason. Can I not get in it?
No, you can get in it. I was already
you were
recording.
videotaping me. We are hyped to be dancing for the kids.
Yeah, we're gonna hear their stories, and for you guys, it will be coming right up. So we'll be hearing their stories for the next 2 to 4 hours. I forget how long it is exactly again. But we'll be hearing their
Someone
stories.
tell Aaron to get hype and happier. You sound like you're so sad.
I'm just.
Whoa, see, there you are. See, whenever you're arguing with me, you can get all hype.
Okay,
Be
true.
hype.
True,
You're
but
at
like.
Thon, you're dancing at Thon.
I need to be a little informative at least. Let me be
You're
informative.
dancing at Thon, man.
Okay, you know what? This is why I need to work on my vlogs. This is literally the reason why I need to work on my vlogs, because I just sound too informative. Future me, fix that.
I am honored to stand here today to pay tribute to Charles Malone, co-founder of the Four Diamonds and my dad. I can tell you he was especially looking forward to this year for the 50th anniversaries. He looked forward to Thon every year and he never missed one. My parents endured the agonizing sacrifice of losing a child to cancer 50 years ago. From that agony, they created the Four Diamonds to cope with Chris's death and have watched the magic of Penn State students over the years breathe life into it, as my dad used to say. Not only have you breathed life into the Four Diamonds, quite honestly, you breathed life into my dad as well for all these years. Thon was the one thing that he lived for and looked forward to. For him, it was a celebration of Chris's life, and I think it's part of what kept him going all the way to 93. My dad became an icon over the years and was a bit of a rock star here at Thon. I know many of you were and are inspired by him, and so many of you grateful for what he and my mom started so long ago. Lives have been changed and saved along the way, far beyond what was ever imagined. But let me tell you, what was given back to him and to us as a family through all the years of commitment, perseverance, and love is paramount and cannot be measured or captured by words. So today, I humbly say thank you. Thank you to all of you and everyone over the years who has given their time, their money, their life's work, their friendship, and their love through Thon, to the Four Diamonds, and to us as a family, all for the kids. I'll close with one of my dad's favorite quotes by Sir Ken Robinson. He used to love to say this one. What you do for yourself dies with you when you leave this world. What you do for others lives on forever. He was so proud of the Thon community and mini Thon community, and now he will live on forever here through all you do as one of the angels among us. And for that, I am forever grateful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Homan, and this is Noella, and this is Declan. My husband Neil is down in the crowd supporting our dancers. So, when Caroline first asked me to speak during family hour, I wasn't sure if I could do it. We've heard many families speak during this time, and I always think that we are so lucky. These other families have been through so much that we didn't have to go through. But the more I think about it, I know that every family has a different journey. And just because we had a different journey doesn't make it less. Our journey is unique to us, like it is for every family. Declan has definitely had a unique journey. When he was born, we thought he was perfect, even if he was a week late. But shortly after he was born, he turned blue. He was rushed to Hershey Hospital. By the time that we arrived, they already knew the issue. He was diagnosed with transposition of the great arteries. This is when the aorta and pulmonary artery are reversed, so oxygen was not being spread throughout his body. We had no idea before he was born that there was an issue, so obviously we were surprised. At 6 days old, they performed open heart surgery, and his heart was approximately the size of a walnut. It's crazy to think how they do that. We were overjoyed when his surgery was successful, and we were able to take him home a short week later. Our family of 4 was complete, and we thought the worst was behind us. Time passed and Declan's heart remained healthy. He was doing everything little kids are supposed to do. But one day when he was 2, we were at a playground and he started limping. He didn't really speak, but we were getting that his right hip hurt. We had no idea what was wrong, so we took him to our local hospital. They weren't sure, so we ended up back at Hershey. We trusted the doctors there, because they had already done so much for us. However, there was nothing to explain the limping, so it was attributed to a pulled muscle. That didn't quite sit right with me, but I tried not to worry. Months went by, and Declan's pain never seemed to go away. But he didn't let it bother him. He was still a very happy kid. He loved running and playing, especially with his sister. One day when they were playing, Noella pushed him down. It wasn't a big fall, but Declan was crying a lot. We checked where he said it hurt, his right hip. All of a sudden, there was a huge lump. We immediately took him to urgent care. Whatever the lump was did not show on x-rays, so they referred us to Hershey. A part of me actually felt happy. I knew there was something being missed, and now maybe something could be done. Cancer never even occurred to me. Why would it just suddenly appear if it were cancer? After an ultrasound and an MRI, the doctors were not completely sure what the mass was, so they decided to operate and remove it. Declan now seemed pain-free. The difference was amazing. Hours after the surgery, he was already jumping around. The doctor sent the mass away for biopsy and we went home. It took 6 weeks to get the results of the biopsy. When the doctor finally called with the results, we couldn't believe it. They said he had cancer. It was a very rare cancer called synovial cell sarcoma. The biopsy took so long because the doctors wanted second opinions to confirm the results. We couldn't believe it. We thought nothing could be worse than what happened with his heart, and here we were. Synovial cell sarcoma is a soft tissue cancer, which is why they didn't see anything on the x-rays. It occurs in less than 1% of all cancers, and when found, is usually in ages 15 to 40. Declan was 2. You can see why they wanted second opinions. The treatment at this point was surgery. They needed to remove all the cancerous cells so that it was the best way to treat this type of cancer. So at only 2 years old, Declan was entering his third major surgery. The surgery went well, and we were able to return home after a short amount of time. However, we then received good news. His margins were clear, and the doctors believed they got all the cancer. We were so happy. At this point in our journey, our doctor had spoken to us about 4 diamonds and told us they would cover any medical expenses we incurred. I'm sure they may have mentioned THON, but we really weren't sure what it was. My husband Neil had gone here to Penn State. We were already huge Penn State fans, and we had obviously heard of THON, but we really didn't understand its magnitude. We were just so happy that Declan was healthy, we wanted to move on with our lives. He would still need checkups and scans, but we were happy to return to normal. We felt lucky and thankful. Unfortunately, our journey was not over. Almost exactly 2 years later, when Declan was 4, he started to complain about pain in his hip again. Neil and I had no doubts this time. We knew this was not a good thing. We contacted the doctor and we went for scans. There was another mass showing in the scans. Declan went in for another surgery. The biopsy did not take long this time. They knew what to look for. The cancer was back. This time, the doctors wanted to take a more aggressive approach. Declan was scheduled for yet another surgery. This made 5 major surgeries, and he was still only 4 years old. During this surgery, they removed even more of the area of his leg, including 10% of his quad muscle. We were warned that he may limp and may have other limitations with his leg. When the surgery was over, we anxiously awaited for the results. When they came, we were told they had gotten clear margins, but they were very slim. Radiation was considered, but because of the location of the cancer and his age, the decision was made to wait. So at this point, the plan was to closely monitor, as he was in the high-risk category. Fast forward to now, Declan is 9 and doing amazing. Doesn't limp, he plays multiple sports, and he's one of the fastest runners around. And on February 6th, we just celebrated 5 years cancer-free. We are so thankful to all the amazing doctors at Hershey. The doctors there saved his life over and over. It's hard to express enough gratitude. And that brings me to THON. After the last surgery, we learned more about what THON was. We came to our first THON in 2017. Declan's wounds were not yet completely healed, and we really had no idea what to expect. We were paired with an org, and we didn't even know what that meant. We were completely overwhelmed by the first experience. There is no way to accurately describe to someone what it is like if they have never attended before. Noella and Declan had so much fun that weekend. After the stress of the previous weeks and months, we spent the whole weekend just having fun and enjoying time as a family. The dancers and the organizers have no idea how much effect this has on families. To have this one weekend of love and celebration. No one is sick. Everyone is here for the kids. It's truly amazing. Not only is the money you are raising paying for medical bills and necessities, but you are giving families peace of mind. No one is more important than your children. For us, I really feel there are that the money you all raise that goes towards research is so valuable. When there are such rare cancers like Declan's, the more research, the better. Research means hope. Since that first Thon, our family tries to attend as many Thon events as we can. We were already huge Penn State fans, and this whole experience just solidifies how great of a school it is and how amazing the students are. Our favorites are the Thon sporting events and obviously Thon weekend. I think it reminds us of that first incredible experience. We have also gotten to know our fantastic org, Tri-State. I don't think we could have been paired with a better group. They really care about our kids and have become like a second family. When I hear other family stories, I still can't help but think of how grateful we are. We did not have to go through all the treatments like some, and Declan is standing here healthy. We are fortunate for that, and to have the unique experiences that Thon has brought us. Still, our journey is ours, and we can only learn from it, gain strength from it, and move forward. So thank you to everyone here for being part of our journey. Remember how much you are doing for others right now, even when you don't know it. As they say, keep dancing for the cure until we dance in celebration.
Schneider, Angela, and I actually brought a picture of Grace. So this is Gracie. She is our 4 Diamonds kid. And then my husband is Ben, and we have a son, Brooks, who's 8. So Grace is 6, Brooks is 8. We live in Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, and we've resided here, for the last 12 years. In September of 2020, Grace was diagnosed with B-cell ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So it is the most common form of pediatric cancer. Prior to that, we are just a very average middle-class family. Both of us work, the kids go to school. We're very, very close with my family. We do a lot of, fun things together. We go to the cabin, go to the beach. So we're very standard family. You never think that, this kind of news is going to be part of your journey. And in late August 2020, Grace started to have some symptoms that, quite frankly, we did not think were concerning. They were, some leg pain, she had some low-grade fevers. COVID was, in its height at the time, so we didn't know if maybe she was having, experiencing COVID with all of the random symptoms that, people can have. And then she got diagnosed with something called transient synovitis, which is a common diagnosis for children. So we went with that diagnosis for about a week, and then we had blood work run because she was complaining of, pretty severe leg pain. And we got a call at midnight on September 18th telling us that we needed to get to an ER immediately, that Grace had very significantly abnormal blood work. So that's one of those moments, as a mom, that I'll never forget as long as I live. It was extremely devastating and very terrifying. At that point, we didn't know what was going on. So, it was the middle of the night. We're about an hour south Danville and about roughly 50 minutes north of Hershey. And both of them are great children's hospitals, so we honestly selected Hershey because I'm from the Harrisburg area and I still have family there, so we were like, we'll just go where, close to home base essentially. And it was one of those decisions that, I had no idea about, well, that Grace was going to be diagnosed with, a very chronic illness, and that, we would have the support of 4 Diamonds and the opportunity to get as involved with Thon as we have been able to. So that day, they, you know, recognized the symptoms, they ran blood work, and ended up doing bone marrow aspiration to check for cancer. And sure enough, she was diagnosed with leukemia that day. So that was when our journey began. It was, you know, and I think all families would relate to this. It's extremely shocking. You go through a period of denial and anger, you know, as the parent. At the same time, like, you need to protect your child from being scared and all the fears and everything that they're experiencing physically, emotionally, mentally. So we met with her team of doctors, which are absolutely amazing, down at Hershey. And they explained to us that, you know, this is a very treatable and curable cancer, but it is a very lengthy treatment plan. So Grace, you know, would be under treatment starting at that point for roughly 2.5 to 3 years. And when you hear that as a parent, you just think about, you know, your child's innocence being ripped from them. My son, you know, I sometimes think the siblings get lost in translation. You know, there was major impact to him at the time. He was just barely 7. And, you know, this was his little sister. We were dealing with COVID, so he could not be, you know, in the hospital with us, or, you know, so we were very split a lot, you know, between my husband and I, or he was with grandparents or aunts and uncles, which we were grateful for the support, but it just really shapes your entire world. And one of the first people that met with us was our social worker. His name is Greg. And he sat us down, and of course we're absorbing everything that's being thrown at us, you know, 2.5 to 3 years of treatment. You know, the medical terminology, it's like being thrown into a foreign country and not knowing the language, not knowing the landscape, and having to sort of just figure everything out. It's a huge fire hose of information, not to mention you're extremely distressed and exhausted. So I just remember Greg sitting him down, and he had this binder of information, and he's like, I'm your assigned social worker, you know, I will handle all of your FMLA paperwork, I will fill out, you know, insurance paperwork. I mean, these are the things that have to be done, you know, to get through this situation, but it is not the stuff that you want to care about when you find out news like this. And then he went on to explain that we, you know, would be enrolled in 4 Diamonds, and I'm from the Harrisburg area. My husband's from, you know, Central PA, and we have obviously heard of 4 Diamonds. I went to Penn State satellite campus, so I knew of Thon. I don't know that you ever realize the true caliber of what those programs are and what Thon does and what 4 Diamonds does for the families down at Hershey Med. Because he just said to us, you guys will have no cost. And I just remember saying, excuse me? You know, and you always think like, oh, well, then there's probably this, you know, packet of paperwork. And it's not, it's seamless. You enroll in the program. It does not matter how much money you make or how little you make. It doesn't matter what your job is. You know, we go in and we only have to focus on Grace and her treatments. We go to pharmacy, it's up your 4 Diamonds family, you know, we don't have to submit anything. It's so convenient, and it's such a relief when you're going through such a devastating time. In addition to that, you know, 4 Diamonds pays for social workers, child life, many services that we've, you know, been able to take, you know, advantage of. They provide meal tickets for you when you're in the hospital, gas cards for families, bill coverage if you need that. And it truly, I mean, I just can't say enough how much of a burden it takes off of your shoulders so that you can just focus on your child and their treatments and getting them better. And that is honestly what it should be about. And I think too, you know, this was obviously, thankfully, our first experience with something like this. And I feel so grateful, you know, that we went to Hershey that night. But you forget that this is not the case for every family, you know, across the nation or internationally. This is a very niche program, you know, out there in the pediatric, you know, whether it's oncology or other life threatening or chronic illnesses. It's just really amazing. And then I always like to hone in on the fact that when children are diagnosed with leukemia, they will do a genetic profile of their cancer cell to determine, you know, what kind of, you know, if they have favorable genetics, unfavorable genetics. There's all sorts of things that they know, you know, at this point because of research. Well, we unfortunately got news about 2 weeks after Grace was diagnosed that her genetic profile, she has a genetic abnormality called IAMP21, which is an incredibly rare genetic abnormality. There's only like 3 to 5% of children that have this genetic abnormality. So I always like to mention it because one of the big things when you think about, you know, pediatric cancer is, yes, you think about treatment and the help, you know, for the families, but the other big part of that is research. And Four Diamonds donates a ton of money to research. And Grace's, the IAMP21 genetic abnormality was just discovered through research in 2003. So it's a very new, you know, discovery as far as, you know, leukemia is concerned. And then, you know, from 2003 to now, you know, I guess that's 19 years roughly, they have been able to conduct clinical trials to determine, you know, how to get her the best prognosis possible. So a decade ago, you know, they did not know, you know, with children with this genetic abnormality, their prognosis was much lower than children that do not have, you know, these unfavorable genes. So I love to hone in on the fact that, yeah, it may not have been the direct Four Diamonds dollar, you know, that discovered IAMP21, but it goes into the research pot. And I think it's so important to know, you know, like we're direct recipients of that. You know, Grace's prognosis and her, you know, ability to overcome this, you know, disease is much better because of the research funds that are contributed to pediatric, you know, cancer. So we, you know, went through a very robust treatment program. Because she had the genetic abnormality, she did have to go through 11 months of what they call frontline treatment. So we spent, you know, a significant amount of time in the hospital, in isolation, you know, from family and friends, and her doing things because her immune system was, you know, virtually not there for about a year. So it was a huge life-altering, you know, disease for our family. And then this past August, she moved into what they call maintenance, and that's where we are right now. It's a more stable phase of treatment. She was able to go back to school, and, you know, she's really leading a fairly normal life. So that's our story in a nutshell. They're very, like, active kids. I feel very lucky that they truly get along so well as far as siblings are concerned, and they really love each other a lot. That's one thing throughout this journey that has touched me many, many times is watching their relationship And as hard as it is at times to have watched the innocence be stripped from, my children in certain situations, it's also pretty amazing to see their maturity at 6 and 8 and the appreciation and love that they have for each other. Every time Grace would come home from hospital stays, Brooks was always her biggest fan. So they spend a lot of time together, honestly. Grace loves to play school. She has a little classroom set up in her house. And Brooks is a sports kid. He is very, very active. So he, is currently playing basketball, but baseball is his favorite. And they're always just dancing around the house, and they love to play restaurant. They also love their tablet time. So, but yeah, they're truly. We feel so lucky and blessed. They are two really cool kids that have a lot of personality. I just, want to say thank you, because I think it's so important to hear from the families that are direct recipients of the hard work that you all put into it. The more that I learn about Thon and the true dedication that is put into this by, college students. There's so many other things that you guys could pour your energy into, and this is what you choose to do, and it truly makes a difference. My daughter is living proof of that. So thank you for everything that you do, and all of the money that you raise, and the empathy and love that you pour in to this whole event. It's really, really incredible.
Clearly, I needed my crew for support. Hey, I just want to thank you all for coming out this weekend. It's an amazing event that Thon puts on. The support that you provide the dancers, the Four Diamonds families, those families fighting cancer, and those families who have angels like us. We'll never forget you guys. I want to especially thank Caroline and Annie for giving us the opportunity to share Mac's story. On May 7, 2005, we were blessed with the birth of an angel. Her name was Mackenzie Marie Schneider. She was known to the family as Big Mac, Little Mac, Mac and Cheese, and Sugar, because she was so sweet. She was perfect in so many ways. Her big blue eyes, her wonderful smile, her engaging personality, and a hug that would warm your heart. Unfortunately, at the young age of 3.5 years old, she became frequently ill, and they asked us to take her up to Hershey Medical Center. On February 9th, my twin's birthday, Bree and Eddie, she was diagnosed with ALL. Not only was she diagnosed with ALL, but she had RSV. Now, RSV is a respiratory virus that attacks the lungs. There's no medication to help treat it. You need your immune system to take care of it. Unfortunately, the doctors moved forward, not unfortunately, it was a process, but they moved forward with the chemo. And within days, we were going to know how Mac was going to do. 2 days later, Mac was put on a ventilator. Days passed and weeks passed. And on February 28th of 2009, Mac passed away from cancer. Through God's strength, He carried us along the journey. My family, my friends carried us. It was an empty time for us, but we knew we wanted to do something more. So we created a nonprofit in our memory called Mac Madness. We held an annual event for 10 years, with 500 to 800 people attending. We had bounce houses, live music, barbecue, silent auctions, crafts, horse rides, We did a balloon launch connecting heaven and earth with Mac and us, and we raised $340,000 for charity. We created a website in our country called Mac Madness. On that website, there's a ladybug page. When Mac was 2, she dressed up as a ladybug for Halloween. And after she passed away, we started getting ladybugs at the most unbelievable times. There was clearly a spiritual connection that we had with God and Mac to keep moving forward. Birthdays, anniversaries, on a boat in the middle of the lake. She was always there. I remember my niece Carly mentioning to us, she said, Uncle Ed, I gotta tell you a story. It was a year after Mac passed away, it was on our anniversary date. She was struggling. She was getting ready to get up to school, get ready to go to school. And she walks into the bathroom, and there was a ladybug on her toothbrush. February 28th. So right away we knew Mac was with us and continued to guide us. We knew Mac Madness was over in 2019, but we wanted to start a new journey. But we didn't know what that journey was. So let me take you back to Thon of 2009. I looked at the dates of that weekend. That weekend was February 18th through the 20th. The same weekend that I stand here today with you guys. The Bryce Jordan Center was jumping, raising money for cancer, while we were at Hershey Medical, fighting for Mac's life. We know the end result, but we knew that we wanted to do more. So in 2010, Dawn reached out to us and asked if we'd be interested in speaking and sharing her story. We couldn't do it. In 2011, we couldn't do it. But my family got involved. My niece Lindsay graduated from Penn State and danced for Mac in 2011 in her memory. It keeps going. In 2019, my nephew Justin danced for Mac at Thon. My wife and I still were not there yet. We could not pull ourselves to come up to watch. It was just too difficult. So my daughter decided to get involved in Thon. She said, Dad, I want to dance in her memory. So they raised money. She went into the lottery. Her name was pulled, and she danced in 2020. Leading up to that, my wife and I were really emotionally concerned of how we could handle it. So we wanted to get the full Thon experience. So we reached out to the Thon team and said, can you pair us up with an org? Who comes knocking on the door but the kids from Mount Alto? I love those guys. JC, Audrey, Rayleigh's dancing today somewhere. They took us under their wings and said, let's go, we'll help you out. So they carried us along the journey until that day came in 2020 when we knew it was time for us to go. I still remember walking into the Bryce Jordan Center with my daughter right before she stood. And I looked around and I said, I know what we're going to do. We're going to create an org through Thon in Mac's memory called ASCE Benefiting THON. And that's what we did. This is my crew up here. And at our first year, I was told we raised $27,700 $751. So we're fortunate to have two dancers as well, my niece Peyton and my other niece Anna. And we're excited about this journey. But I want to say something real quick. The reason we wanted to start that org is because of each and every one of you. I walked in that night, I walked in today, and I'm driven. And I'm fired up for what you guys do. You make a difference. I watched family after family walk across this stage. You don't realize it, but I do. You guys make a huge impact on them, whether it's financial or just through support. So understand that, and what you're doing is so powerful. So with that, Mackie, Peyton, Anna, our org, and my family, we stand and thon and pray for the angels and their families to give them peace. We pray and thon for the families and their children who are fighting the fight. And we pray and thon for someday, I'm sure, that no child will ever die again from cancer. So to close, I want to try something, so just bear with me, all right? We always say we are Penn State. I'm going to change that up. 3 times, when we say we are, we're going to say FTK, all right? And on the 4th time, we're going to say Penn State. So I want to really marry the two together. And I want to blow the roof off this thing, all right? We have angels in heaven waiting to hear you guys, right? We have families who could not make it because of the pandemic. Knock out the windows, move the clouds. So I'm gonna start, remember, we are FTK. Down the line, and then Anna's gonna close us out with Penn State. Here we go. We are! FTK!
We are!
FTK!
We are!
Penn State! It's time we rock out with our favorite go-go retro!
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
no idea how I'm going to carry myself out, so I'm just vlogging this in proof that I probably won't even remember this at all, and I'll have some sort of caption that says that I do or do not remember this, but I highly doubt I'll ever remember. Somehow packing all my stuff properly and just dying on the inside. I gotta meet up with my dancer because we are leaving together. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Alright, so apparently we have to wait in this room, and why? So if you're wondering why I'm recording now, I'm just because I'm tired and I'm basically gonna just crash and die after I finish vlogging this. And, well, I also need to just be consistent with my time zone changes because I got my time zone changed to Moscow and a few other places. And the date got scrambled too, so things are going to be a little out of order. Thankfully, I pretty much said all the stuff I said for my video edit notes. Video editor, make sure you do those, or else there would be consequences. Consequences you don't want to know, and consequences you should be scared of, because if those said consequences do happen, it will pretty much flop your kneecaps backwards. Anyways, I will see you guys in another wonderful weekend where I'm not dying, because I'm going to be dying, and I have so much fun tomorrow starting at 8:15. I have a class at 8 a.m. I forgot about that. I'm just gonna cry now, but I'm going to bed because I'm so tired, and I'm probably going to be taking like a 12-hour nap because I didn't sleep for like the past 65 hours or something like that. So thank you guys for watching a wonderful weekend. That was basically a non-stop wonderful weekend of me being up, which was probably something I may never ever do again. Too bad I did not do a live stream of 46 hours, but then again, it would also probably get me in trouble, so I'm not doing that unless I have been permitted. Again, thank you guys for watching this wonderful weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this year's Thon wonderful weekend. It was a huge weekend, like the biggest weekend ever for Thon. So, alright, I will see you guys in the next video. But make sure you leave a like, hit subscribe, and ring that bell before you go. And hey, you know it's coming soon. Live life!